In this video, we're going to take the composition of functions one step further, and we are going to show you the value of writing things in function notation. So the first thing we need to do is we need to look at what our function means. So f at x is the same way as saying, this is the same exact thing as saying y. However, when I write it like this is telling me what the value of x is. So if I write f at x, I can see that -2 is in the same position as my x. So this means that x will equal -2. So that means in my original function, wherever I see an x, I'm going to replace it with whatever value is inside the parentheses. So this here gets replaced with x equals -2. So I have to be careful how I write this. So my new function is f at -2. No math happens here. This is just notation. I'm going to write that down here. This here is simply notation, and it means y at x equals -2. That's what that means. So f at -2 is equal to 2 times x squared minus 3. Notice I'm replacing my x, so I'm going to put a parentheses where I'm replacing my variable. And x is what? -2. So now I just simply have to do the math. So that means I'm going to do my order of operations, which means I have to do exponents first. So that means this becomes 2. -2 times -2 is 4. Minus 3. 2 times 4 is 8. And 8 minus 3 is 5. So my function where x is -2 is 5. So if I write this as a coordinate, remember coordinate is x first and then y. My x is -2 and my y is 5. Okay, so let's take this a step further. Composition of functions with a given value. So notice I have the same equation, but my notation looks a little bit different. So this here is saying I want to know what my function, I could read this as f of g of 2. Okay? So that can get a little confusing. So I'm going to show you, we're going to do, when we think of order of operations, we're going to do the inside first, inside the parentheses. That follows order of operations. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my g of 2. So let's go ahead and pull that out. So g of 2. So what was my g function? My g function is right here. So that means my x gets replaced with the 2. So my x gets replaced with the 2. So that means my value of g at 2 is equal to 2 plus 1, which is 3. So now, notice that these are the same. So that means that my f, my g of 2 is what? My g of 2 is 3. So now I'm going to look at my f function when x is 3. So now let's do it like this. So I have my f when my x is 3 is 2. Well, my x is being replaced, so I'm going to just leave a space for that, minus 3. What's the value of my x? The value of my x is 3. So that means now that my function, when my input is 3, remember order of operations, I have to square first, is 2. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. And then I have this minus 3. So my function, when my input is 3, 2 times 9 is 18 minus 3. So my function, when my input is 3, is 15. So if I were going to write this as a coordinate, and remember my coordinate is my x first and then my y. My x is 3 and my y is 15.